friends. So today I wanted to take some time to plan with you a trip I want to take next year. So one of the things on my bucket list is doing the pilgrimage to Santiago de Compostela. So if you're not familiar, this pilgrimage is one of the most popular and famous and well-known pilgrimages in the world, and it stretches back more than 1,000 years to the discovery of St. James during the reign of King Alfonso II. So I'm kind of just, it's been a while since I researched this, so I have forgotten a lot of the details. So, today, like, I haven't really prepared much. I just actually want to go through the whole process of planning together to see where we end up. So I have about an hour of a break. So let's see what we can get done in this time. We're going to create a spreadsheet because I like spreadsheets. Let's just see what we find together. So, the pilgrimage is basically, there's all these routes called caminos that lead to Santiago de Compostela, which is a little town city. I think that's what it is. It's where the body of St. James is buried. So it's kind of like that endpoint that all of these different routes that have been created over the years kind of lead to, and people like pilgrims, they walk, miles, like every day, miles and miles every day for different periods of time to get to this place. And let's look here. There's like certain like criteria you need to meet to actually be considered a pilgrim. But let's just look through it. So pilgrimage is time set apart from normal daily life in which people travel to a holy place. So this is considered this holy place. Santiago stands alongside Rome and Jerusalem as the third greatest Christian pilgrimage destination in the world. Pilgrims on the way to Santiago have the opportunity for personal reflection and prayer, as well as enjoying the fellowship of other pilgrims from many different countries. The pilgrimage is an opportunity for spiritual renewal and growth in personal faith. In the 2010 holy year, 95% of pilgrims said that they had made their journey for religious or spiritual reasons. So this is a site. I think this is the official site for it. I'll leave some links, after we're done. So if people want to come and take a look and just kind of do some more research on your own ear. So let's see. Let's read about the Compostela. So Compostela, the accreditation of the pilgrimage to the tomb of St. James. Since the pilgrimage to the tomb of Santiago, which came about spontaneously before the 9th and 10th centuries, it was necessary to accredit its completion. To do this, badges were first used that could only be acquired in Santiago in the shape of the scallop shell. It is obvious to see how easy it was to falsify this rudimentary certification. So, yada yada. Okay, so this is kind of the requirement, right? To get the Compostela, which is right this certification that you did the pilgrimage, that you were a pilgrim. You have to make the pilgrimage for religious or spiritual reasons, or at least an attitude of search. You have to do the last 100 kilometers on foot or horseback, or the last 200 kilometers by bicycle. It is understood that the pilgrimage starts at one point, and from there you come to visit the tomb of St. James. Also, you must collect the stamps on the Credencio del Peregrino from the places you pass through to certify that you have been there. So stamps from churches, hostels, monasteries, cathedrals, and all places related to the way are preferred. But if not, they can also be stamped at other institutions such as town halls, cafes. You have to stamp the credential twice a day at least on the last 100 kilometers or on the last 200 kilometers for cyclists. So you can do the way in stages. So for people that, just can't take, large chunks of time off, they do it. They'll do one part of it to, this year. They'll do another, a different season or the following year. But, it looks like provided they are chronological and in geographical order. However, if you only do the minimum required distance, you must always get your credential stamped at the start and end of each stage. Oh, interesting. Okay. Children and pilgrims. Children who make the pilgrimage with their parents or in groups and have received the sacrament of communion or have the ability to understand the meaning of the spiritual or religious nature of the way can receive the Compostela. If they're not mature enough, due to their young age, they are given a special certificate with their names. Okay, and to all faithful. Okay, this is just kind of what's on there. So that's kind of the background of this. I learned about this pilgrimage when I was in seminary, back in 2010. So, since then, it's just really been on my bucket list. I haven't thought about it for a really long time, but I had some friends that went last year, and it kind of sparked that interest again. And I was thinking about it, I was like, I want to do something next year. So I don't know. I just realized, why not? Why not do it? So, I'm gonna plan it out, kind of see how it goes. So here, there's some resources here about preparation, whether that is spiritual preparation, mass on the way planning. So let's look at what this planning is. Okay, so there's some other resources here. Let's look at this. So let me just open these. Okay. So, part of like the planning that I want to do is I want to kind of learn about all the different routes, because some of them, they all take kind of different amounts of time. There is one, like the main one, which is the Camino Francés. I think this is the original one. Like a long time ago, there was only this one route, but so many more has been created with the popularity of this pilgrimage. So, I was interested in doing this, but this one takes 4 to 5 weeks. So I just don't know if it'll be possible, but we'll take a look. I didn't realize there were this many, so we'll just kind of see. So let me see if this is even in English. Oh, let's see. Ooh, okay. Okay, so this is the French way, right? Camino de Francés. So it goes so it starts at the tip of France, but really not. Yeah, so it's interesting that they call it the way of but okay. So what I want to do, this is no good. Let's just look at what there is here. These must be the routes. So let's pick a language. Yeah, so this is a map. This is the map of all the different ways that you can get to the tomb, to Compostela. So do they not have the so okay. So I think this is a really good this looks like a really good resource. I'm gonna save this. Okay, let's just do this. Some resources. But let's go through some of these. So Camino Francis, this is the main one. Okay, the French Way. The French Way is the best known and most popular route, attracting the most pilgrims each year. So it begins in Saint Gede de Port in France and extends for approximately 800 kilometers to Santiago de Compostela. This route crosses various regions of Spain, such as Navarra, La Rioja, Castilla y León, and Galicia, offering a wide variety of landscapes, cultures, and culinary experiences. The French Way is famous for its excellent infrastructure for pilgrims, such as hostels, and for its well-marked stages, which makes planning and traveling the route easier for those who want to live this unique experience. So I'm just going to take like the information that I kind of want to note for myself. So the distance, this is 800 kilometers. Let's do this. Let's move this here. Okay. So it begins in Saint Depart in France. I want to put the starting point. Okay. Then so I think this is like all the different stages of this actual of this way, the French way. So these are all the places that you can stop at for the night, places where you can eat, where you can get accommodation. So I am going to save this. So, let's do that. But let's just get the general description. Oh. Okay, and then the French way is, so I'm just going to write this. So notes here, and then let's just do this. Okay, some things I want to like notate is like how difficult it is, how long it'll take, how long it is, where we're starting, and then whatever notes there are. So let's just kind of go through it together. Okay. So the French way is divided into several stages that vary in distance and difficulty. Below, we present some of the most notable sections. Okay, there you go. In summary, the French way is one of the most emblematic and popular routes of the Camino, offering pilgrims a unique and unforgettable experience. With proper planning, the appropriate equipment, and good physical preparation, you will be able to enjoy the wonderful stages of the Camino FRANCÉS and live an adventure that will change your life. Okay, so this one doesn't really talk about how long it takes, but from what I know, this route takes 4 to 5 weeks. So we'll just fill that in, and then if we find another site later, we can always update it. And then, so this one doesn't have any resources on difficulty. Okay, so let's go back. I wanted to know about I think this is Camino del Norte. So this is the one that goes Camino del Norte. This is the one that kind of goes on the coast. So why do they have to write it in English, the route. Let's see. Yeah, so many resources if you are interested in this, right? Oh, so there it is, Camino del Norte. I just want to write this down here. Bring this over here. Maybe we could look at these two together. Oh, this is an app. Okay, so I'll have to check that out later. Oh, here it is. The Camino de FRANCÉS. So this is the one that we were looking at earlier. Sorry, I'm a little anal with keeping the same format. So let's see if this one talks about 780 kilometers or 484 miles. So this is a little bit more. So let's do this. Kilometers. Lineups. So difficulty-wise, it has its own share of heart-pounding climbs and tranquil plains, a sort of roller coaster that oscillates between why am I doing this and I can't believe I'm doing this. And let's not forget the cuisine, from the bold reds of Loroya's vineyards to the tentacle twirling delight of Galicia's pulpo. It is a gastro journey that will make your taste buds weep with joy. It's not just about reaching the Santiago, but it's also about how many local delicacies you can sample along the way. Oh, I like that. I didn't even think about that. So difficulty-wise, let's just write varies ups and downs. Ups and downs. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this because this is just doesn't say much. So most popular route passes by variety of different locales where you can enjoy different types of food and wine at highest likelihood of finding pilgrim community. Let's write that. Okay, so Camino Portuguese. Let's do this one next. So this is the one that goes, I believe, from Portugal. So more commonly known as a Portuguese Way, is like the Camino Frances, less famous but just as attractive sibling. So starting from Lisbon, so this one starts at Lisbon. And let's look here. This is the Portuguese, this one right here. So this is the route that goes up from Portugal up into Spain. Okay, as its name indicates, it's a route that crosses almost all of Portugal from south to north. From the 12th century to the present day, pilgrim routes left the neighboring country from such important population centers. And the main gateway to Galicia was and continues to be the ancient city from Tui. If we also point out that it is an itinerary that can be done in 5 or even 4 days, taking advantage of a long weekend or a long weekend or a long week, maybe we give it an added attraction that may well encourage many lovers of the Camino Santiago to travel it. Oh, 4 to 5 days, that's really short. But this sounds like it's a really good one for people that, want to, walk through Portugal, because it goes through like almost the entire country. So let's write that 4 to 5 days. All of Portugal, south to north. Okay. And then let's copy this link. And then let's see what they say here. So this one is 610 kilometers or 380 miles. Give or take a few detours to the nearest cafe. It doesn't quite garner the same crowds as a French counterpart, but its popularity has been on a slow and steady rise, much like a well-baked pastel de nata. So the scenic journey takes you through Portugal's beating heart, from the buzzing capital Lisbon to the university-laden city of Coimbra and onwards to the lively city of Porto. A place so beautiful that it'll have you questioning your decision to leave every step of the way. As you cross into Spain, the terrain becomes slightly more challenging, presenting a few hills here and there, just enough to make you feel like you've earned that second glass of Vino Verde. The route as a whole is considered moderately difficult unless you count resisting the temptation of Portuguese pastries, and whimsical your taste buds are in for quite a pilgrimage themselves. Okay, so we have a few information here. So this is 610 kilometers or 380 miles. And then this is said moderate difficulty, mostly once in Spain. Okay, but this one also, they said, you get to try Galician seafood, Portuguese pastries. So definitely worth going if you want to go there. So I'm going to also save this, just general links there. So this one, less crowded, less popular than FRANCÉS, but gaining steady interest, and travels through most major cities in Portugal. Okay, next. So let's follow this one. The Camino del Norte. This is the north, I believe this is the north route here, right? Camino del Norte. Oh, let's look at the map. Oh yeah, so this is the one that we looked at earlier. It's by the coast. Express the most historical route, the first that pilgrims from all over Europe, Christianity of the time took to reach. Oh, I didn't know that. So this is the oldest one. It must have been taken into account that in the first centuries and from the moment the tomb of the apostle was discovered, domination by the Muslims reached many territories in the northernmost areas of the peninsula, and this is the fundamental reason for this primitive layout. So doing the Camino de la Costa is doing one of the most beautiful, attractive, and exciting Caminos de Santiago. For the most part, it runs between the mountains and the Cantabrian Sea, the views which are often lost in the blue distance of the sea waters. The intense greenery of the mountains are adorned with countless hamlets, the small villages which seem straight out of a story. The seaside towns and villages, the beautiful cities, the gastronomy, and finally the hospitality of its people make this wonderful Camino an unforgettable experience for the pilgrim. Will not be seen making the hood out between right and left. Okay, so let's see what they say here. The Northern Way is a magnificent route among the Camino de Santiago Pass. Its generous stretch of approximately 825 or 513 miles. So this one is slightly longer than the French Way. Oops. So I guess it would be similar to that. We'll just write that for now. Okay. It begins at the border town of Irun in the Basque Country and follows Spain's stunning northern coastline, culminating its revered city of Santiago de Compostela. So it begins at the border town of Irun. Follows Spain's stunning northern coastline. Okay, known for its quieter, less trodden paths. This route offers pilgrims the opportunity to truly immerse themselves in the tranquil coastal landscapes and experience more personal introspective journey. Oh, this is worth, I think, writing. So for a quieter trip, this is kind of the better option. It's known for its moderate to high difficulty, offering a thrilling mix of climbs and descents that will keep your heart pumping and your walking sticks working over time. Okay, a lot of seafood. Oh, I didn't even think about like food here, but I'm glad to know that there's could be a good gastronomical trip as well. Okay, so we'll put that in here. This is the norte, so we'll put that in here. Okay, Camino Primivido. Okay, let's see. This one. So it's coming, Spain's a much shorter route. This one right here, we can see from the map. It's not by chance. Shortly after the apostles' tomb was discovered through the beautiful story legend that has been left for posterity, the first to learn of the aforementioned discovery was the then Austrian King Alfonso II the Chaste, who was also the first monarch to make a pilgrimage, taking the road that runs through the interior of Asturias towards Lugo and later towards the capital of Compostela. This primitive, hard and rugged, but impressive and beautiful route is preserved with all its charms, even the occasional modifications that modern reflectors are forced to be made, as in fact occurs in all routes or paths. The end of it merges with the French way. We can assure you that the passage of pilgrims, such as make this bridge one of the most interesting, enduring, and emblematic. Oh, interesting. I don't think I've heard of this one, really. The primitive path. Asturias and Galicia, immersing you in a verdant world of lush greenery, dramatic valleys, and tranquil rivers. The cultural itinerary may be less crowded, but still brims with historical and charming allure. You'll fall in the footsteps of ancient pilgrims along original Roman roads and marvel at significant landmarks such as the well-preserved Roman wall surrounding the city of Lugo. Oh, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Nature's Boot Camp. Memorable workout. So let's put that in here so we know what we are getting ourselves into. This starts, this one is said that it starts in Asturias, in Galicia. Stews, Galician bread and cheese, cider. And so this one doesn't really tell us how long this one takes. So Camino Primivido, let's just look it up. Miles. Camino 320 or 199 miles. Oh, so it's really way shorter than the other ones. So this we could probably do in a week as well. I wonder if this is correct though, because I feel like in a different one I saw that this might be like really aggressive to finish it in 4 to 5 days. But let's move along. Okay, the Via de la Plata. Sorry, I'm probably butchering a lot of this, but please forgive me. So this one right here. So this one is coming from southern. Oh, it's interesting. It's coming from southern Spain alongside Portugal and then coming up, and then it looks like it merges with the French way. This is the right one, right? The Vida de la Plata. Okay. The Silver Road. Oh, I want to write this because I'm going to forget. Silver Road. This was the primitive road. This was the North Road. Okay. 1,000 kilometers. Oh, this one is even longer. I thought the French way was the longest, but I guess I was wrong. Starting from Seville and cutting through Puebla de Sanabria and Orensville. So starting point is Seville, coming up southern Spain, coming up southern Spain. Yeah, and then when they reach the city of Astorga, it connects with the French way. Okay, so then Spain connects to the French way in Astorga. Neither of the two possibilities will disappoint the program, since it is an ancient path marked by all kinds of vestiges. The polished stones of the road, which in good sections are still preserved, the milestones that dot the entire route, ruins that bear witness to its immense culture, churches, bridges, aqueducts, and cathedrals. The origin of the name silver may lead one to think that it is a consequence of the trafficking of precious metals between the mines in the north and the cities of the south. However, today it seems clear that this is due to the evolution of the Arabic term balada, whose meaning is cobbled road. Oh, interesting. Okay, the Silver Route holds its ground as one of the longest and most diverse routes in the Camino. Starting from the sunny city of Seville in southern Spain and threading its way to Santiago de Compostela, it measures up approximately 1,000 kilometers or 620 miles. It's less frequented, making it an appealing choice for those seeking solitude and a deep dive into Spain's historical heartland. Let's write that down here. Its difficulty is quite high, not just because of the length, but also due to some challenging terrain and the often extreme temperatures, especially in summer. Remember though, every beat of sweat your body is cheering you on. So high difficulty. High difficulty, especially in the summer due to heat. So, I mean, I think generally they say that the best time to go is either in the spring or the fall, just when the weather is a little bit more mild. So for me, like I would, hope to go like April, May. And if like spring doesn't work, then it would be later in the year in the fall, maybe like late September to October. But I think a lot of people go in the summer just because, a lot of vacations and things like that. Okay, when it comes to cuisine, there's a revelation you'll be feasting on a smorgasbord of regional cuisines. tapas, gazpachos, ham, hearty stews, seafoods. Yeah, so this one sounds like it's a pretty long route. Okay, Camino de Invierno. This one right here. So this is a fairly short one. Where does it start? So it looks like you can go either way. I guess it would make more sense to start this way and then go that way. It's called the Winter Road. The Winter Road is a pilgrimage route to Santiago, which many pilgrims opted for when entering Galicia, especially in the winter season, to avoid encountering the difficult passage of the snow-capped peaks of Sobreiro. Yeah, so when the walker leaves the Ponferrada hostel, the antechamber to the Galician lands, they are presented with two options. They can either continue along the French way or along the Winter Road. Mm. 210 kilometers. It will travel through the 4 Galician provinces after leaving Leon region of Brazil. Joining the Santa Breeze Road. This also goes to a World Heritage Site. I guess there's a lot of World Heritage Sites on these roads. I didn't know that. Okay, so 210 kilometers. Santiago originating in Ponferrada, spending approximately. Oh, this one is 265 kilometers or 165 miles. Let's just put that since we've been using that data. You will experience historical riches, including the medieval bridges, Roman mines, and rustic hamlets seemingly untouched by time. As for difficulty, the terrain is varied and moderately challenging. It might make you contemplate why you didn't stick to the treadmill at the gym, but the views will quickly remind you why. Okay. San Salvador, the Camino de San Salvador. I don't see the San Salvador. You think it's this one? The Way of San Salvador is a unique and compact route in the Camino de Santiago family. This trail, stretching over 120 kilometers or 75 miles, runs from Leon to Oviedo. So 120 kilometers to 75 miles. So I don't think this is the Savior route. San Salvador. No, it's not that one either. San. I guess it's not in here. The route takes you through Castilla y León and Asturias. Excuse me. Okay. Despite short distance, don't underestimate its difficulty. The route includes a fair bit of mountain trekking, which will test your stamina but reward you with awe-inspiring views. Okay, don't underestimate its difficulty. Okay, since we're almost out of time, let me see if there's any other ones that I'm more interested in. There was one that I was English. I should actually ask my friend which one she did, because they did one where it was just a week long. So we looked at the French way, we looked at the Portuguese way, we saw the Del Norte, which was the third most popular one. This one, this one, this one. The Plata. Did we do this one? Oh yeah, we did this one, the silver route. Oh, this one goes through Madrid. Let's look at this one. Like in case like you want to Camino de Madrid. Oh, this one right here. I guess I'll have to check the app for this one. Okay, so let's just look at it here. The beautiful Jacobean route, which runs approximately 322 kilometers, until it reaches the French way. It begins in the capital of Madrid itself, and as it could not be otherwise, said beginning is located in the Church of Santiago itself. The route known as the Camino de Madrid is not only interesting for its towns, monuments, gastronomy, and culture, but also for the fact that it crosses a high Navacerrada mountain range with all the attractiveness that this represents orographically and landscape-wise. After descending from the mountain massive, the undulating plains of the entering plateau shelter and comfort the walker until their meeting with the pilgrims of the French way. So 322 kilometers, but I don't know if that's just I don't know if that is just before it merges. Okay, let's look at some of these other sites. It has to be So this is just a forum, I guess, where you can kind of talk to people. So there is a part of me that wouldn't mind doing the Portugal way. But I don't know. I don't know if that's how I want to first discover Portugal. I mean, honestly, most ideally, I think I want to go do the the French way, just because that is that's kind of the main one, the most popular one. And I think if I go at a time when, like before summer, like it won't be so crazy, but just, like it'll be good because you can meet other pilgrims. And then I think like I was listening to somebody talk about it, and they were saying like it's probably the best one to go to if you don't want to do so much planning, because like there's so many more there's accommodations, like all of these are just already so set for pilgrims that like you can kind of plan your way as you go. Okay, so let's look at this. So this is this French ones. Oh, there's the Madrid. Oh, I like this site. This site tells you how long it takes. So let me just resource link here. So Camino de Madrid, 321 kilometers. Is that right? Madrid, is that what we had? 321, 2 weeks. I mean, it's pretty. Oh, this is like a really good site because it actually tells you about the weather. Extremely hot in the summer months, rain in spring and autumn, snow in May. But July to early spring is extremely hot and long stretches. Winter is severe with short days. So this looks like a really great site to kind of get more information here. 2 weeks. It's northwestern. I'm going to just put this in here. I want to look at the other one. So then the Camino FRANCÉS, let's just see what they say about how long it takes. Oh, so this became the most popular and well-known Camino because it became established sometime after the first recorded pilgrimage along the Camino Primitivo. Okay, 778 kilometers. So, I mean, it's similar. On average, 4 to 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks. So let's write that here. If you go in the winter, bear in mind there may be fewer pilgrim hostels open. So accommodations are plentiful at frequent walking distances along the way, plus some campsites if you want to do that. So let me look at the Portuguese one. Most pilgrims start in Porto, but many also walk the 620 kilometers from Lisbon to Santiago. The Lisbon-Porto stretch has less support for pilgrims, but new auberges are opening every year, and it is now much easier to walk this route than it was 5 years ago. The Portuguese Pilgrims Association via Lustana published the latest accommodations available. So from Porto, so 232 kilometers from Porto, plus the 620 if you're doing it from Lisbon. So that's interesting that there's two different ways. 620 so Lisbon or many start from Porto, which makes it a 300 and 232 kilometer trip then. The ice cream truck is here. It must be after school time. Sorry about the noise. Okay, so it still doesn't really tell us how long it takes, huh? I guess it really just depends on we'll calculate it based on the the miles. So Camino del Norte, I saw it up here, yeah. If you're crossing the border from France, the path follows a coastal plain. Total distance from Iran to Santiago is at 825 kilometers. Yep, that's what we have. There are numerous rivers to be crossed. Oh. There are typically 3 places where you need to take a boat. That's very interesting. It's very unusual to find the very hot, dry conditions. So this is probably a good route for people if they want to go in the summer as well, because the weather is not going to be as hot as some of the other routes. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so we're still looking at the Spain and Portugal routes, right? Was there another one that I wanted to look at? I think this one is a little too long. So what I'm thinking right now, after just doing this very initial research, is I think I'm really leaning towards this one or the Portuguese way. I do like the idea of following a coastline, but I mean, if it's gonna, I think for me the biggest thing is really the durations. Also, let's just see the Camino Portuguese. Let's see how long this is supposed to take. How long does the Camino take? 25. Oh, if you walk the coastal route from Porto, which is 280 kilometers, it takes 12 to 14 days to complete. If you set the Portuguese Camino in Lisbon, Your total distance will be 630 kilometers, and it takes 25 to 30 days. Oh, okay, I see. So that's very, very different from what I thought. So 12 to 14 days, 280. Set 280. So 12 to 14 days from Porto, but 30 days if you start from Lisbon. I guess that makes sense. 620 miles. What is this? 12 to 14 days, 30 days. Oh, look, 30 to 34 days. Oh, this is really interesting. They have like information on the surfaces that you're walking, about how much it will cost per day. So this was 30 euros. Oh, and there's videos of what it looks like. You can get here through France or Spain, depending on where your international flight arrives. So I think this is a pretty good site also too. We have to kind of research paper to find all that posts dedicated to the pilgrimage. Wow, they did 9 Camino routes. That's crazy. So they did the Portuguese route, the Primero del Norte. We didn't look at this one. We did see this one. I think this one's a silver route. We didn't look at this one. This is the main one. We looked at that one. So there's still a few that I think I still need to look through. But this looks like a really great find food. Okay, so I liked this page where they actually have links to all the different, so let's save this as well. Okay, friends, so I think, this is where we stop today. I think I'm gonna put some more notes in here about food because there was just a lot of information on that. Route details, difficulty, and then we found that site with kind of like the types of road. So maybe I will add that in when I go back to look at some of these. I think I'm gonna really narrow it down a little bit. We didn't really look at any other French routes, so I might take some time to look at that. But I'm assuming that the French routes are longer since they're coming from all the way up, up in the city of France. So it's probably going to be a lot harder to do because it'll most likely take longer. But as of right now, I think I am really, really leaning towards either the French way, the Portuguese way, and then just slightly on the fence about the coastal way, the North way. So I'm probably gonna dig in a little bit more there. Maybe like do some research on the cities and the different stops that are in there. Like here, like going into here, the stages to kind of really understand what the stops look like. So I think this is a really great resource to do that. Coming in to like read about the descriptions, the lodging, what to eat, things like that. But thanks for joining me today. And if I do a part 2, then I will be sure to upload that as well. But hope this, hope if you had never heard of this or never considered it, that this was intriguing and that, maybe you will also do some more research yourself. And if, you are, in the mood for a spiritual journey, not even necessarily spiritual, but just, time to reflect and grow and just, time to just take some time off from every day. I hope you kind of dig a little bit deeper as well. Okay, bye.